Hey everyone, Dimensional Traveler here, and today, yeah, it's another update vlog. I just thought of that little beginning as a joke, just to make things a bit interesting because of the fact I haven't been posting much on my channel, and I tend to always straighten my bandana because I always want to make sure, A, it does not fall off like that time through editing, B, and I'm just adjusting it so that the S is over my nose so it doesn't fall under, just in case, because I find it has a bit more layout like that again, and also making sure my eyes aren't being stabbed by the cloth that I used to make this bandana in the first place, which was, I made this before we even recorded the first video, so yeah, I had it prepared at the time, but basically through editing, yeah, but basically yeah, I was thinking of this idea where I'd cover part of my face because A, for some identical, or at least some identification reasons and safety. Also to show some of you that even though when it comes to you wanting to be a YouTuber, you can still have some of these benefits while also being safe so that you don't have to compromise too much of yourself. Like me, for instance. The other reason, which I forgot to mention, is reason 2. The bottom of my face isn't much really great to look at. And like I said from before, it's faint, but you can still see it. The last vlog, I actually had a bit of a skin problem, but it's died down now. I was able to get it taken care of, and a bunch of that type of stuff also was able to be fixed. So I'm not covering my head like the last video, and I'm here to explain the reason why I wasn't able to do much in the way of last week, or at least yeah, last week, because this week's already ending. But yeah, basically why I couldn't do the last Wednesday was because I didn't have anything planned. Now, I was thinking of doing the QuackCon event. It came up unexpectedly for the set, but it would have worked for a vlog instead, so that wouldn't be too many vlogs on my channel rather than content, because that's starting to become the habit, which I do not like. I want to be more with content other than vlogs. So the vlogs are supposed to be the small portion of the channel, not the main part. And that's what it's starting to become. So that's what I'm working towards. But I can guarantee that I will be doing a Saturday vlog every time. And if I'm not able to do Saturday entirely, I'll have to do it a day early, or maybe on Monday, because Sunday is my day off. And it's for reasons of what I follow. As you can tell from the last vlog, it didn't go well for the QuackCon. I ended up sleeping in, like I said, and I missed out on the event because I couldn't get in. Even though I have the tickets, I still have it in my inventory on the game itself, but I can't use it because it's over. And that really blows for me because I slept in unexpectedly, but I can tell from the one above, or at least the creator, it was obvious he didn't, there was something he didn't want me to do, so I wasn't able to do it because it was his will. And yeah, we have to think that when it comes to something that happens, like say if we were about to win a lottery, for example, the case is like you think you could use some of that money for good things, but the problem is with people, they become more arrogant with that amount, and they end up just blowing it and going in debt and all that. Basically, they're owing money after they use all that up. They're not putting it to good use. They're just being, sorry for this, for kids, and or at least protect the parents. Some people be really stupid with their money when they get a lot of that. Basically, when they win the lottery, they do things that they end up regretting after they realize they go in debt quicker than they think. $1 million used to go a long way back then, but now it goes by quite quickly, depending on how you use it. And putting it together interest, that's important to do, but some people tend to not do that. Anyways, my point is, it's kind of like that. QuackCon for me was almost like winning the lottery. But when it comes to that, the creator basically, that one of the things why, like, say, I wish I could win $1 million, and you go in debt. But the reason why the creator makes it so, like, say you lose or something like that, or find a different way, is the reason why he's trying to help you from making a bad decision. He's not always going to be there for your decisions, but he is going to be for some of the main parts in your life when there is a way. Like me with QuackCon, there must have been something I was missing that I shouldn't be doing or something. I don't know if there was anything bad, but I know there must have been something I was thinking of or thinking of doing that made a bad decision for it. And for that, my punishment was getting to be put into sleeping in, even though I went to bed as early as I could. I missed out on the event, and probably because I was getting my hopes up on the idea too much, which ended up costing me even being able to enter to record. And I left my Hauppauge out all night, just so while it was plugged into it, I took out the power though, so I could just plug it in and do all that. But even though I was locked out, the Hauppauge wasn't really working, so he showed me that I was thinking too much of this event. So yeah, I didn't even go looking on YouTube to see if I could find other content during that event, because I didn't want to get my hopes up too much. Like, I failed it already. I put up the vlog saying I can't do it. So I was thinking, you know what? What's the point if it's just going to make me feel upset? So that's why I didn't look for any other content. Plus, one of the reasons why I didn't, it would just make me jealous and make me want to just put the content on my channel, end up making me have copyright. And that's something I don't want to have happen to me. It's not because I want to get away with something. No. It's because I don't want to copy other people's stuff. I like to get permission first. Because A, it's the right thing to do, and B, it's something that I like to do, because getting permission is better than just doing it and then getting in trouble later on. Or probably not getting in trouble. With my guilt, sometimes if I were to have that happen to me where I didn't get in trouble for something, for me, my guilt would think that the person knows. It's kind of like a dog when they get home. Like if they got into the garbage or if they were about to do something, they tend to feel sad about the whole thing that they did or about to do. Like my dog Carter, when we come home, sometimes he feels guilty and he's like all upset, and we're like, what did you do? But then when I check the area, there's like hardly anything, and sometimes it's nothing at all. It was something he was about to do, and he thinks he gets in trouble. That's what I'm like. I'm like my dog Carter. And yeah, basically, that's kind of like me when it comes to like copyright and all that. I don't want to get in trouble, and I want to make sure I have permission. So yeah, you can believe me, like when it comes to music or something that I make, I admit when it comes to something I didn't know or didn't know till after, or even if it wasn't based off or inspired by the thing that sounds like. Anyways, I've been talking a lot about what's been happening, but in actual fact, I really need to get my thoughts in place. This is going to take a long time to explain for this video. So basically, what's been happening is I've been working on some editing and some equipment. I think we have gotten the main series thumbnail to put the number on for which episode. I think we got that figured out finally, me and Slinky. So there might be that coming. For the intro, I'm still working on that, which is not going to be requiring that music I just did. It's going to be requiring the Dimensional Traveler one. But I don't even have something working like that. I'm trying Music Maker Jam on my computer, but I think it's mobile required only, because when I look on my computer and that, it just won't work. I think it's either because it's either mobile, but why would they put it on my computer if it was for mobile? Or it's something to do with the new Windows problem, where all the app features for Windows, like the Windows Store and whatever you get from the store or certain stuff, just doesn't even work. It's like it needs whatever needs internet connection through Windows apps doesn't even work. So that's the problem that we're having to deal with. So basically, yes, that is the problem. So I can't do the music, and I'm still trying to work on the animation. I don't want to give any spoilers about what's going to happen or what's planned. A, because it could change, like when I had the original idea and then changed it back to the other one. But also the case how it might not work. Because if it does happen, I don't want to spoil it for you if you want to see what happens. when it happens. And that's kind of the case. But yeah, basically it's not ready yet. I don't know how long it will be. I still have to get the music figured out. I have to get the animation figured out. But yeah, basically the Dimensional Traveler one, you barely know it. I end a couple videos with it with me whistling it, but I can't do the actual tone. Thing is, I don't do well with instruments, and I'm trying to look for a program that can at least modify my voice to sound like these instruments, because I have the idea of what it sounds like in my head. It is an actual song that I made, but I don't have the musical instruments. I'm just going to use the instrumental part of it toward it, kind of like that with music. Some people tend to do the song with the artist singing, or at least basically whatever singer they have, along with the music. Or if they just want to do the music, it'll be instrumental. That's what they call it. Or something else entirely. There's a bunch of setups. So basically, yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff like that. But what's been happening for me? I still haven't really explained it. So content. I have a plan for a YouTube team up type of thing, basically YouTube Clash, I would call it. And what I mean in particular is, I don't know if it's an actual thing yet. I know Stacy Plays uses Mind Clash as an excuse to have play with your friend. Sorry if I can't remember his name, because I can't remember his name. I only heard it once or a couple times on one video, and then that was it. But yeah, basically, she'd play with this other YouTuber, and it's always on a series called Mind Clash. So I was thinking my video would be a YouTube clash, and what, in particular, for what I think the word of clash for YouTubing is like more than 2 YouTubers at a time, which means you can have a couple more. Kind of like, it's kind of like if it were advertising for stuff, like for events, like say the Goosebumps event that was on. How I heard of AFMAO was actually because of that YouTube event of the Iron Crafters. Literally, that was actually how I learned about AFMAO. Seriously, no lie. And it took me a couple weeks after to realize that pretty good YouTuber to watch from their stories and that. And I've been told I actually have great storytelling and all that for a lot of these things. But the problem is, at the moment for my channel, I don't have the equipment or proper setup or support for getting actual role-playing going. Believe me, I want to try it. But if I were to start now, it would be A, terrible, and B, wouldn't be able to set up properly because there'd be so many things that I have to give up toward it. But yeah, basically a lot of that has to end up being sacrificed. So yeah, a lot of that type of stuff, and I don't know how I'm going to be able to get across it. So I'm going to have to wait a little longer. Even though Slinky could help, it's not going to get very far. The reason why I want to get more viewers, or at least more subscribers, is, to be honest, is so that I can get noticed better for more support. It's not thinking of using you to be better of a YouTuber, be famous. No, it's not that. It's to help get noticed a bit better so that I can get more support so that we can make better content for you. Now, at the moment, yes, it's difficult, but one thing's for sure, I do have a couple events that might be able to be planned. We might be doing the main series because we got the thumbnail close enough. So I'm going to look into it and see if we can get it set up better. And if it does happen to work out for some of the stuff, we can pre-record a couple of the main series so that at least every Wednesday I don't have to stress out about making a video and putting it on the day, like the Saturday before the Wednesday comes up. But basically, yeah, I think me and Slinky might make a couple episodes to put up, and then, yeah. I do have a couple series ideas of like what games to play, but at the moment it's just difficult to get everything aligned. I'm going to be doing Roblox soon. That's one of the event ideas I was telling you about, but I'm not saying which one, because I don't want to get your hopes up, and I don't want, even though it's just going to be a bit difficult to set up. I still need to get confirmation on if people are going to join, but it's not for a while. It's going to be a long while. But yeah, I'm going to work on it. A bunch of that type of stuff. So basically, yeah. Working on the intro, working on proper thumbnailing. The series I'm still working on. We're going to be doing the main series a bit longer still. It's not going to end. It's just like the main topic for now until we can get other more options for content. So at the moment, yeah, it's the main series. And whatever else is to come. And even though we don't do stuff like holidays on the main series, it's because like we're just trying to survive at the moment because we're still getting resources to get set up. Difficult for the mobs as is, but yeah. So I was able to get the thumbnail working for that, but yeah. I'm not too worried about how long this video is because after all, you don't really get many Wednesdays to watch content of mine. So I'm not going to be too worried about the limit this day. Also because it's going to be a little bit long for me because I have to edit this video again because of the fact of some stuff I need to cut out. Not to be shorter, it's because I realized, yeah, it wasn't going to fit, but you can't fix content like that as you'd wish. So yeah, that's the case. But luckily, I'm able to adjust. I'm getting a bit better at editing. It's just thinking of stuff to put out is what's the case. But basically, yeah, a whole lot of stuff. Now, because I can't really remember if there's anything else I need to share with you about what's coming up, what I was thinking of exactly was I might as well just tell you why the start of the video was a joke type thing, like what the joke was about. Here's the answer. What it's about is Thursday night to most of my Friday, almost to the entire Friday night. Well, Thursday night I couldn't sleep, and the reason why is I wanted to wake up early enough so I could do this video for you. And with that, I need to I wanted to make sure I get up early and not at like 12. But apparently, I took a little bit longer than I expected. Even though I woke up early, I didn't start till a little after, and I didn't realize till a little later. But I got it figured out now. So basically, what happened was the night before I had to sacrifice my Thursday night sleep so I could get my Friday night sleep at a better time, so I wouldn't sleep in as much. And that night I ended up watching like a whole lot of Five Nights at Freddy's, not the old ones, like more the. It was mainly some music videos and stuff like that, and also more of the Sister Location edition, and it's been going through my head a lot. A whole lot of stuff has been happening from my head. It was just too much for me to bear after a while. So yeah, it's like a roller coaster, just out of control. Even though it doesn't make any sense. It's more like what you experience on the roller coaster, like when you go up and down, and after like up and then go down really quick and stuff like that. It's like that's what like being like a roller coaster is mean. Like my life is like a roller coaster. It's you don't know what to expect because sometimes when you go up you don't see. Sometimes you think you see the rail, but then after you go down straight away, stuff like that, and it just scares you. Now, I'm not scared of Five Nights at Freddy's. I won't get nightmares for sure because I don't have fear towards that type of stuff. But one thing I know is it was just too much for my mind to handle when I was awake. Even though I didn't get much sleep, I still couldn't manage thinking. So there's a lot of that type of stuff. And yeah. And here's one thing that for the couple hours of the night, like before I went to sleep or something like that, there's been the talk about the Funtime Foxy. When I first saw it, I thought it was a he for like first 2 times I saw him. Then I was starting to think more that it was a she. Apparently, there's a whole debate about that. And at the moment, Scott, the guy that published and basically made the game with some help, he says I can't really remember what it is, but it's like he's unsure too. But I really think it's more like that it's a she. But the fact is, he's not fully sure, so he just like, or maybe he just doesn't want to decide because he was too busy. Because he is, after all, releasing an update toward the custom night, so he's got a lot of stuff to think of. So, and he's probably having a tough time just getting it published. He wasn't able to get the custom night up for Halloween, so it's obvious like he's busy at the moment. Yeah, I've seen Five Nights at Freddy's. I learned a lot about that, mainly the Sister Location. I haven't seen the others. Even though I know their story and setup, I still don't watch gameplay of those old ones. But yeah, apparently through all that, but basically what I was saying was Funtime Foxy. If you don't know who Funtime Foxy is, I might leave a picture up. Hopefully not like a spooky one where the faceplate thing happens, but basically, yeah, kind of my favorite one actually, my favorite animatronic. But at the moment, they label Funtime Foxy as gender fluid. I'm not really sure what that means. Well, I took a screenshot about it and learned about it. One sec. So basically, what it is, it's like basically the gender. If some of you kids don't know, it's a safer way of saying like the difference between a boy and a girl. It's known as classified as a gender. Like me, I'm a male gender. That's an example. And that's what I was talking about for the Funtime Foxy. They are not specific. They are not sure of the gender. There's a whole debate. Some are claiming it's a boy, like the original Foxies. There's like Foxy, and then Mangle, I think his name is. I almost call her because of a story I watched, which classified her as a her, and I just said her again. But it's a he apparently. And yeah, that story is still being told. So I just want to see what happens, and then I'll be done with that. I just want to know what happens with that story. But basically, yeah, it's uh, gender fluid is a gender identity which refers to a gender which varies over time. And what that means in particular, I believe, here's a fun fact. It's like a flounder. A flounder is, yeah, it's a fish. You think of, I believe, when I would say a flounder or clownfish, you'd think of Finding Nemo. But here's the fact about flounders, which actually quite amazed me, but might disturb some people. Flounders can actually change their gender. Shocking, is it? Yep, kind of shocking. Well, to me it isn't. It's actually kind of like strange, but amazing at the same time. And how I see that is a flounder, basically it's a survival needs, and what that is in particular is a flounder can, the reason why is, say if all the females are gone, like say if they were taken out, I'm using safe words when I'm saying it, say if that were the case and there were males, what would happen is the sequence, it's not a trigger or anything, it's just thinking logically. So they decide amongst themselves which are going to change. So the strongest male, or the second strongest male, so that the strongest can still be there for them to protect, and that will convert to the female gender. It's just a nature thing, and luckily I'm not going too far with it. That is the proper thing to talk about, basically. But yeah, basically it's like that, and to me I find it's an undecided flounder for their Funtime Foxy. Could be a he, could be a she, and that's what the thing I just read was meaning. It's like a flounder that's kind of in the middle. It's like classified as other. It's unsure of which it will convert to. There is a thing in the game where in the second night, you heard the person talk about, the recording say he. But then, in the third night, you hear you hear Circus Baby, or Ennard, who is pretending as he says, as Circus Baby, even though part of her is in him, because I think they said he's a part of every animatronic on that set because of something that ended up happening after the Scooper incident. But basically, yeah, what happens is Ennard was faking it, and he says it's a she. But I did hear another fact about Funtime Foxy, that Funtime Foxy has a muscular voice, which is meaning more of a manly approach. And even though it looks more like even though it's leaning towards more of the boy side of it, I don't know why, but I just feel like it should be a she. It's classified as an it at the moment from what they say. But it, I think, should be a she. I know I'm going to get criticized a lot for that, but I'm saying as an opinion. I know I'm not trying to change anything. I don't expect it to be the case. But I feel like it would be more a bit fair, because most of the animatronics were male programmed for the original game. So I think it would be fine if the sister location were to be more accurate to the title a bit. For the Funtime Foxy, I think it should be a she, because it would be a bit more approaching. It's kind of like the Geronimo Stilton series, where it was only approaching like it was just for boys. So they end up making Thea Stilton, his sister, have her own group, making the Thea Stilton edition, so that it would be for girls. It's kind of like that. So I find the sister location should be more approachable for, even though for both, but I find Funtime Foxy should be a she, so that it would be a bit more side-by-side thing, so that you can have one game that has more of one if it's by mistake, then you can have another one that can kind of reverse it. It's kind of like a gender bent scenario. A gender bent is where it's like they flip all the genders of, like, say you'd have the main character, like the strongest guy or something like that, flip over and then it's a girl, but still the same. It's like approaching them but on the other setup. Yeah, I'm more comfortable with saying gender than the other one, that's for sure. And I'm not into that gross stuff because it really makes me feel uncomfortable with it. So you can tell for sure with kid-friendly stuff, especially for that type of stuff, I'm not in at all, because I do not like that. It makes me feel uncomfortable, and I don't even feel safe around it. So that is one of the reasons why I am kid-friendly, for that part of the reasons. But basically, yeah, I'm not into that. I can assure you that I will never be a part of that type of stuff. And even if I were to come across it, I still won't let it be on my channel. Seriously, I won't. I don't like it. I don't feel safe with it. So yeah, there are going to be some more stuff coming on. I can't remember what the other topics of the stuff were going to be, but I know for sure the main series will come back eventually with a couple more things. Like I said, I'd go have episode. When I said that, every time I say that excuse, I end up not going out of episode. So next time, yeah, I'll look into it, see about it. I'll see if Slinky would want to, and mainly it's so that I can get stuff set up. And yeah, I got a plan for what can happen, but we're gonna be working on it, and we're not gonna change it to peaceful so we can catch up on things. I might go out of episode just to get some stuff on peaceful and switch it back when we start the video. But yeah, that's a maybe. I don't know for sure. I don't know entirely, but we'll look into it soon. Anyways, that will be it for this video, and I'm sorry that I wasn't able to release content from before, and I know I've been talking about Five Nights at Freddy's sister location already, even though Halloween is over, and it'd be more Thanksgiving time. But remember, like I said, Thanksgiving comes early in Canada. It comes like first to second week of October, so basically it comes early before Halloween and not after. And I find for good reason, because Black Friday comes after, and it's like, be thankful, and then be wasteful and just grab all this for a cheap price, and they do end up wanting to fight over, literally. And that's a problem. So I find splitting it with Halloween in the middle has a better layout. Have a safe time, and I'll be looking into releasing more content. Who knows? One of the problems was I was actually about to buy the game at the time for Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. That's how bad it was starting to get. But luckily, I couldn't really find much of $10 gift cards for Steam. I don't really have much to afford anyways, so I'm kind of spared. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I went on too long, longer than I should have, and that will be it for it. I promise. This is the last. So, may legend live on. Dimensional out. See y'all later. Bye. And I'll be making more content to release on the channel so that I'm just not going every Saturday. I promise you I will be doing more stuff. So, bye everyone. Dimensional out.